Have you ever been in a classroom or a public space where one child seems to have the power to disrupt everything? Maybe it was a kid shouting over the teacher, throwing a tantrum in the grocery store, or poking their classmates just to see what happens. At some point, we've all encountered these kids, the ones who refuse to follow the rules, who seem intent on creating chaos wherever they go. But here's a question that's been debated by psychologists, educators, and even exhausted parents for decades. Why are some kids so disruptive? To understand this, let's rewind to a story that might sound familiar. Picture this: an elementary school in the middle of a quiet suburban neighborhood. Mrs. Carter, a well-loved teacher with years of experience, begins her lesson on fractions. The class is calm, pencils scratching away, until he walks in. Damien, late, as usual, dragging his chair noisily across the floor, muttering something under his breath. Within 5 minutes, the classroom is no longer about fractions. Damien is making animal noises, flicking erasers at the back of heads, and rolling his eyes at every attempt to reel him back in. By lunchtime, the class feels like a battlefield, and Mrs. Carter is left questioning everything she thought she knew about teaching. Now, before we label Damien as a bad kid, let's dig deeper. What if I told you that disruptive behavior often has a root cause, a trigger that's invisible to the untrained eye? You see, most kids don't act out just for the fun of it.